Valentine's Day occurs every February 14th, when we go on romantic Valentine's Day dinners and when DIY Valentine's Day cards, gifts of jewelry, flowers, and chocolates are exchanged between loved ones, all in the name of Saint Valentine. But who is this mysterious saint and where did these traditions come from? Let's talk about the history of Valentine's Day. I'm so stoked talking about this particular holiday as it is absolutely one of my favorites to celebrate. Today, I'm going to share some knowledge with you about this day of heart-shaped festivity. Valentine's Day actually has an ancient and fascinating origin story that's known to be so mysterious. I will start with the story of the saint, or rather, saints of romance. But before we dive into that, YouTube had been secretly unsubscribing our viewers. So, if you notice that you've been unsubscribed, make sure to subscribe again and click the notification button. And if you're new here in our channel, please feel free to subscribe as well. Now let's jump right into our topic. The day was commemorated for martyred saints recognized by the Catholic Church named, you guessed it, Valentine or Valentinus. Differing legends celebrate not only one but three different saints, but since very little was known about them, there were conflicting reports of the Saint Valentine's Day story. So who were these three Valentines and how did they become associated with the Day of Hearts? According to one legend, Saint Valentine refused to convert to paganism and was imprisoned, then later executed by Roman Emperor Claudius Gothicus, aka Claudius II. Prior to Valentine's death, he was able to miraculously heal the daughter of his jailer, who then converted to Christianity along with his family. Valentine was believed to have sent the first Valentine greeting himself after he fell in love with his young lady who visited him during his confinement. Before his death, it is a legend that he wrote her a letter signed "From your Valentine," an expression that is still in use today. Another legend contends that Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome. When Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families, he outlawed marriage for young men. Realizing the injustice of the declaration, Father Valentine disobeyed Claudius and continued to perform marriages for lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions was revealed, Claudius ordered that he be put to death. It was the reign of Emperor Claudius II when persecution of Christians was common. Saint Valentine of Terni, a bishop, is the true namesake of the holiday. He too was beheaded by Claudius II and was also credited with secret weddings. Valentine supposedly wore a purple amethyst ring, customarily worn on the hands of Christian bishops with an image of Cupid engraved in it, a recognizable symbol associated with love that was legal under the Roman Empire. Roman soldiers recognized the ring and asked him to perform marriage for them. Probably due to the association with Saint Valentine, amethyst has become the birthstone of February, which is thought to attract love. This is how Saint Valentine, who was also persecuted via beheading on February 14, became affiliated with a love-focused holiday. So why do we celebrate Valentine's Day on February 14? February has long been celebrated as a month of romance, and that Saint Valentine's Day as we know it today contains remnants of both Christian and ancient Roman tradition. Let's delve deeper in these three explanations. During the Middle Ages, it was commonly believed in France and England that February 14 was the beginning of birds' mating season, which added to the idea that the middle of February should be a day for romance. Like what I stated earlier, The middle of February is the commemoration of the anniversary of Saint Valentine's death. At the end of the 5th century, Pope Gelasius declared February 14 Saint Valentine's Day. It is believed that Saint Valentine's Day was actually designated by Pope Gelasius in order to replace the ancient Roman celebration Lupercalia, which was a fertility festival dedicated to the Roman god Faunus at the Ides of February or February 15. Some modern stories paint Lupercalia as a particularly sexy holiday that may have included a ritual in which men and women were paired off by choosing names from a jar. The Catholic Church may have decided to place Saint Valentine's feast day in the middle of February in an effort to Christianize Lupercalia, as the festival was later outlawed and deemed unchristian. Historians argue that Christians in the past tended to link holidays like Christmas, Easter, and Halloween with pagan celebrations to help solidify conversion because people didn't want to give up the ways in which they lived their lives. Blending these holidays allowed revelers to keep observing rituals from centuries ago. Over time, the original intent was forgotten. Still, there is no evidence that the Pope purposely replaced Lupercalia with a Christian celebration. It was not until the late Middle Ages, known as the era of courtly love, that February 14 became definitively associated with love thanks to the English poet Geoffrey Chaucer. So how did Chaucer create the Valentine's Day we know today? In the 1370s or 1380s, he wrote a poem called Parliament of Fowls that contains this line:
For this was on Saint Valentine's Day, when every bird comes there to choose his mate.
Chaucer lived in a period when romantic statements of devotion, such as poems, songs, and paintings, celebrated partnership. This was a moment in Europe when a particular set of romantic ideas took shape. Chaucer and other writers of his time celebrated romance between knights and noble ladies who could never marry, creating tropes of yearning and tragic obstacles that still drive our romantic entertainments today. By the 1400s, nobles inspired by Chaucer had begun writing poems known as valentines to their love interests. It was only at this point that stories began to appear linking Saint Valentine to romance. Cupid is often portrayed on Valentine's Day cards as a naked cherub launching arrows of love at unsuspecting lovers. Long before the Romans adopted and renamed him, Cupid was known to the Greeks as Eros, the god of love. According to the Greek archaic poets, Eros was a handsome immortal armed with a bow and a quiver filled with golden arrows to arouse desire and ignite aversion. Eros struck at the hearts of gods and mortals and played with their emotions. It wasn't until the Hellenistic period that he began to be portrayed as a mischievous, chubby child he'd become on Valentine's Day cards. It is this chubby, love-inducing Pluto that has persisted over time and has become our ever-present Valentine's Day mascot. While it isn't clear exactly when Cupid was brought into the Valentine's Day story, it's certainly clear why. By the middle of the 18th century, it was common for friends and lovers of all social classes to exchange small tokens of affection or handwritten notes. And by 1900, printed cards began to replace written letters due to improvements in printing technology. Today, according to the Greeting Card Association, an estimated 145 million Valentine's Day cards are sent each year, making Valentine's Day the second largest card-sending holiday of the year next to Christmas. In the Philippines, where I come from, Valentine's Day is the most common wedding anniversary, as mass weddings of hundreds of couples, my parents included, are not uncommon in that date. Today, Valentine's Day symbols include the heart-shaped outline and the figure of the winged Cupid. While the custom of sending cards, flowers, chocolates, and other gifts originated and developed in early modern England, it spread throughout the English-speaking world in the 19th century. So what really is the meaning of Valentine's Day? Over the centuries, Valentine's Day has been an ancient ritual day, religious celebration, and a commercial holiday. All that change means the meaning of Valentine's Day is truly whatever you want it to be. You can skip the celebrations altogether, buy yourself some chocolates or flowers, or express your love and appreciation for the people in your life, whether they're co-workers, romantic partners, friends, or family members. The holiday has expanded to expressions of affection among relatives and friends. Some people love Valentine's Day, and some just don't like it. If you're trying to figure out what to do on Valentine's Day, just know that there are no rules. It's a new age, and you can celebrate it however you want, even if it's just through self-love. I hope you learned something about the Day of Hearts. And if you did, I would really appreciate if you would share this video with your friends so they will know about the mysterious history of Valentine's Day too. Thank you for watching, and happy Valentine's Day to you and your loved ones. Bye!
The family stuff that matters.